That's cool.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I didn't took a whole Shakespeare class in college. Just Shakespeare works.
Yeah.
It was the best class
That's
ever.
awesome.
If you want to Google that, it's called Holler's Long View. H-O-L-L-E-R, I think. Might be A-R. Probably A-R, actually.
A little behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to start sometimes?
Valencia is not going to turn off. Valencia is not going to turn off the scooter. She's
So we're
not going
at
to do
Globe
it.
Theatre right now.
We are at Globe Theatre, yes.
And I can use this scooter here because it's not accessible for the
Yeah.
most part, I believe. We are going to go inside the theater and see it, and it's exciting. James Shakespeare, I bet it is, yeah. Get that.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do research.
For actors, she shows them how to use the space effectively so that their voice can be heard right up to the third level in the theatre. Now, because the theatre is made of wood, and wood is affected by that temperature, the actors have to slightly adjust their voice to the space on a daily basis. It's almost like tuning the guitar. Now, if you're looking at the architecture, the structure of the building, a lot of people ask me one question a lot. How did you know that this is what the original Globe Theatre looked like? The answer is we didn't. What you are looking at is purely an imagination. Think. We had no architectural blueprints or drawings that we could follow. We did do research. We looked at diaries, journals, printed maps from Shakespeare's time. That's how we got the building. What I'm telling you is it's a very solid building, and we have used materials and techniques of building from Shakespeare's time. This is all made from unseasoned green oak, and if you look carefully in the wood, you're going to see a lot of round wooden pegs everywhere. There are 9,500 handmade wooden pegs holding this lotus. The walls behind you are made from lime putty, sand, and cashmere. The roof is made from a special type of glass from the north of England, and we're very lucky to have a roof like this. I'm sure you've all heard of the Great Fire of London.
Yes.
The Great Fire, which happens in 1666, is a total disaster for the city. Since that time, no building in the city has been granted permission to have a roof like we have. We are the exception to that, because we do not want to suffer the same destiny as that first Globe Theatre. If you look carefully on the top, we've got spokes. Now, if you remember, I told you it's very cheap to see Glenn Shakespeare's time. One penny was to stand below in the yard, right below here. Yeah? If you were seated like you are, £2. If you were rich and you were powerful and you were very high status, one seat in a social area in the gentleman's rooms, which is one level above, and the far right and the far left is the painted rooms. Do you think they're the best seats? Really? So why did they want to sit there? They wanted to sit there because they wanted everyone to see them. They would wear their best clothes, their jewellery, their wigs, and they'd show off. If you were on the highest level in society, if you were a lord or a knight, you can't see it now because they completely block this. But normally there is a balcony area at the back, and we haven't pumped it up with this wood. And they would have sat on the left and the right hand side of the balcony, and that was called the Lord's Rooms. Now, if you were seated where you are now, and you were looking at people standing below at this period in history, you might have shouted at them, called them rude, nasty names, and one of the names that people seated shouted at them standing was penny stinkcards. They called them penny stinkcards because they were paid a penny, and the smell down there was really bad. Let me explain why. There are no toilets in the theatre at this time in history. If you remember, I told you they like to drink beer. So they're drinking beer and they're watching a play for 2 or 3 hours. You can imagine what they're doing on the floor. Yeah? They're doing a toilet on the floor, and they also believed at this time in history that if you chewed raw garlic, they thought that got rid of evil spirits. Hence they got the name penny stinkcards. Now, if you remember, I told you they packed the theatres with people. Today, maximum capacity is 1,600, 700 standing, 900 seated. Shakespeare's time, same space, we had 3,000 people, 1,000 standing, 2,000 seated. Yeah, so Imagine if you're not a very tall person. Sitting at the back, you're not going to be able to see the stage. Shakespeare knows. Oh, get your cameras on. There's moments of precious.
So we just finished the tour, and now we have like an exhibit to do. We have a store in the back of us, and then we have like a small few exhibits here to just look at. So these are like just paintings, depictions of original theater of the Globe.
And this, I think, is the coolest thing right here. This is an original folio from 1623, and so a great number of Shakespeare plays, 18 exactly,
And there's only 750 copies.
would have been lost to time if we hadn't discovered this particular folio. So this is some really, really cool stuff.
Something that should always be preserved.
Yes.
Because this is like the only evidence we possibly have of Shakespeare
Yeah.
and his work.
Yeah.
And possibly there's around 750 copies in the world.
Yeah.
So it's very rare.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of copies for a Shakespeare thing, a Shakespeare book. So we have a costume in the back of us. It seems like Elizabeth dead.
This was designed for the opening in 1997. Yeah.
They used it. Oh, the Royal Gala opening. June 97.
So Shakespeare is watching us right now.
Oh, the eyebrow.
Yeah. It makes sense that he would have grown up educated too,
Yeah.
because
I mean, he knew how to write.
yeah, exactly. During that time period, there wasn't such a thing as public education. So exactly, it was handed down by the nobility
It
essentially.
was only for the upper class or rich.
The upper class, yeah.
Influence and inspiration. Here in Southwark, south of Birmingham, so Shakespeare's workplace. He was an actor, playwright, Shakespeare. Just like writers today, early modern playwrights left to their song. By the time
Titus Andronicus is a pretty brutal play. If you've ever heard of it.
I don't think I have.
It's the one where it's two rivals constantly trying to one up each other, and trying to do like really. They both. It's kind of like the show Beef on Netflix, you know, where we're constantly trying to figure out ways to get out, one up each other, and it ultimately ends in tragedy. There's also a South Park episode that was inspired by Titus Andronicus. It's the one where Cartman forces his rival to eat his parents.
Which is that one?
Titus Andronicus.
Where is it?
It's mentioned in his tragedies.
I know, I'm trying to. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not one of his known works again. Oh, look, there's the Globe Theatre. Like, a whole thing of it.
Yeah.
And here's a picture of when it's out, dark outside, which is so cool. And to the left, oh, Shakespeare's will.
Oh my God.
We just got wills done.
All right. This is Shakespeare's will right here.
Shakespeare's will is among the most treasured possessions of the National Archives. It dates from the early months of 1616, shortly before his death. He died a wealthy man. Among the people mentioned in the will are his elder daughter Susanna and her daughter Elizabeth, and his colleagues John Hemmings, Richard Burbage, and Henry Condell. Hemmings and Condell later compiled the first collected edition of Shakespeare's, now known as the First Folio in 1623. The First Folio is what we're going to buy, but we got to get shipped to us.
We have to get a ship.
The
Yeah.
will is not written in Shakespeare's hand, but it does contain 3 of his 6 surviving examples of his signature. Oh, wow.
That is so cool. So for all the haters who are like, "Oh, Shakespeare didn't write his plays," boom.
Well, that's his will, right? An attorney wrote it,
I know.
and he just signed it. His signature is a surviving signature somewhere here. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
A will. He left everything to his kids and then his colleagues. I'm sure he left like work stuff to his colleagues.
Yeah.
Because they were able to do the First Folio. That's how the First Folio came into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been reading so much about Henry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was.
No, I know he was such a big influence in the UK.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really was a lot of different things.
Break with the
Building, religion,
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
So of people that consider the religious social.
A ship that would have been common in Shakespeare's time. This is about Borough Market, which is the oldest running market in London. And we're gonna eat there a little bit later on today. Like how they have a sign, this is not real produce.
Whoever cares to stand well in his one English another. So 3 pennies for the rare.
I mean, that is what they fought back then. It's not inaccurate.
Huh?
But they fought plagues constituted. Interesting to note, the bubonic plague is part of the reason why Protestantism broke off in the 1500s, because everyone believed that, hey, the Catholic Church is supposed to protect us from this, and they didn't. And so the Catholic Church blamed their constituents, and people were kind of upset about that. It's just one of many things that caused people to anticipate the arrival of Protestantism.
Yeah, well, I mean, back then they thought like acting or any kind of art was evil.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and actually it kind of still is to this day because the arts don't get funded
Yeah,
by the government.
yeah,
They like are still forgotten.
yeah.
So it still rings true to a certain extent.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, look.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
That is cool. I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera. On the camera. But it kind of...
Yeah. So it's basically a black screen.
Yeah, it's like a motion tracker kind of thing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
words come out every so often,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
yeah. Alright, let's move on. So actually the first version of the theater caught on fire because they lit a cannon on stage and just burst into the theater, lit it all on fire. So it's kind of funny because they have a cannon prop over here. Here it is. There we go. Anyway, just wanted to show you that. Find it interesting. This is Sam Wanamaker. So this is who built this version of the Shakespeare Globe Theatre back in the 90s. Very cool stuff. I'm glad this is here.
It's an honor.
It is an honor. This is actually where the original ground that the first Globe Theatre sat on, right here. You still do some excavations in this site as well. There's also a modern apartment complex over here. Not quite as cool as what once was here, though.
James Burbage. He was married to one of the...
Very cool. Just had to show this. That was the Shakespeare Globe Theatre. Really cool to be here. I'm glad this is here. Like, London is better for having it here, I think. There it is right behind me. Just an incredible place to go to. Like, I freaking love London. I'm gonna miss being here in London. This is our last day here, by the way. We have a bit more to show you, though, before we leave. You'll see. Please like and subscribe the video. Like and comment on our video. This is how professional we are, right? So please subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Destroy it. Demolish it. With all of your might. With all of your fury. Just boom. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great day. Peace out.